Hey guys, this is going to be a video about getting into a game and just some of the stuff that you can expect to see or some of the stuff that you should be doing while in lane. So right here you can choose some summoner spells and select a mastery page and a rune page depending on what champion you're playing. Some of these you won't unlock until a little bit later, so it's not really something you have to worry about if you're just starting. Up at the top right you can type in the name of a champion that you'd like to find, and right there's your champion list, of course. Select whoever you want to play. There's the chat at the bottom. You can talk to your team and try and coordinate as much as you can. Once you're ready to go, you can press lock in, and then you can choose a skin if you've bought one with your riot points. Then of course you've got to wait for the countdown and then the loading screen, and then you'll be in the game. So this is what it's going to look like once you get in game. The UI at the bottom middle there is your main hub for moves. You've got Q, W, E, and R, which are the default keybinds for all of your moves. You've got a passive, and your summoner spells are keybound to D and M. I'd recommend taking a close look at the abilities before you start choosing them. You can use the keybind Control, Q, W, E, or R to level the ability up instead of pressing the plus button. At the top of your map on the bottom right, there's a little button that'll change your camera mode to locked on, like that. I recommend playing unlock because it gives you the freedom to look around and see what's going on. The keybind for that is also Y. You can either click on the little store button in the bottom left or press P to open up the store. You can look at the recommended items or any of the item lists that you've made, as well as look through all of the items through a sorted list and buy what you need. There's also a return button, so if you haven't left the base yet, you can return your items that you bought by mistake, just in case you did that. By pressing B, you will start to cast recall, which will teleport you back to the base, allowing you to get some health and mana if you're low on either. The numbers 1 through 7 allow you to use all the items in your inventory, and all of your stats are displayed on the bottom left by your portrait. Normally what you're going to see in a game is you're going to see a support and an ADC bottom, a mage mid, and a bruiser tanky-ish person top, as well as somebody in the jungle that's either an assassin or a tanky bruiser as well. Once you've made it to lane, one of the most important things that you need to continuously do is last hit the minions. This gives you the gold for killing the minions, which allows you to buy items as the game goes on. Along with this, last hitting, instead of constantly attacking the minions, allows you to freeze the lane, which allows you to potentially stay in a safer position where you're less likely to get ganked from behind or less likely to be engaged on. Where I am now, I don't have as much distance to go between where I am and safety. Harassing is also an important part of the game, but as you can see here, if you harass somebody under the turret, it's very likely that you're going to take a lot of damage, or if you harass somebody who's a higher level than you or has a lot of durability. If you start to attack an enemy champion while their minions are close to you, the minions will turn and start to attack you. This isn't good because the minions hit very hard and it can turn around the fight very easily. The same thing goes with turrets. If I'm just under the turret, it'll attack the minions normally, but if I attack the enemy champion, it'll immediately turn and attack me, and turrets do a lot more damage than minions do. You have to be mindful of an enemy's level. Even though I'm low health here, Annie engages on me and I'm to take her down fairly quickly because I'm a higher level than her and can output more damage. You have to be careful where you recall. Backing in the open can leave you open to an attack. It's best to back behind your turret or in a bush where nobody can see you, and hopefully you're safe. Here I see Annie leaving lane heading towards bottom. In these situations you usually have two choices. Either push the lane and try and get some damage on the turret, or follow them, try to prevent a gank, or help counter gank. In this situation I decide to stay mid and hopefully push the turret, but because I have no vision on the river there, it leaves me open to an attack from Annie from behind. Because I wasn't warding, I fall to Annie very fast and am not able to get away. This is why warding in your lane can be very important no matter what lane that you're in. In the same situation this time I decide to ward river to give me some vision. I stay on the bottom half of the lane because this is where I feel safe. Unfortunately I can still get ganked from the top half. Here I have enough escapes that I'm able to get away quite easily, but if Annie had had all of her cooldowns up, I definitely would have died. Even with the ward coverage and feeling safe quite far back, it's pretty easy for somebody to come in even further behind if you're not ready for it. So you always have to be prepared for a gank. And don't be afraid to use your summoner spells or any moves that you can to get away. If you find yourself in top lane, ganks can come from a couple different spots. Here I think that I'm safe in the middle of the lane, but I haven't checked the bushes on the top of the lane, where Annie is hiding and is easily able to take me down before I can get away. Here Annie is able to gank me from the river because I haven't placed a ward there. This is usually one of the best places to place wards because this is where most of your ganks are going to come from, but you definitely have to be aware of ganks coming from the lane bushes. Because the map is mirrored, you can expect kind of the same ganks coming from bottom. The positioning is just a little bit different. I'm up too far here and Annie can come in from the river. I try to fight her because it seems like I might be able to beat her, but realizing I'm low on mana, I disengage and try to run away. Just like at top, it's very important to keep up vision in the river at bottom, so I ward the river trying to ensure some safety while I try and get some farm. Unfortunately, I didn't take into account the tri-bush at the top left of the screen, where someone can come in behind through the jungle to gank you. Here, Annie will come in from behind, and she's quickly able to burst me down because I'm unaware that she was coming in. I'm luckily able to get away, but just barely. Usually you feel safe behind your turret, but it is possible for people to come in behind the turret, and people do get greedy and will die. There's always a chance that you're going to get lane ganked, so make sure you check those bushes. Here I face check this one, and Annie gets to jump on me, so I'm barely able to kill her because she keeps walking in out of the bushes, which makes it really hard to hit her with spells. Once you get to the end of a lane, you can take out what's called the inhibitor turret and the inhibitor. Once you've taken out the enemy inhibitor, that lane will start to spawn super minions, which are much more powerful than regular minions. Because of this, it's very important to defend your inhibitor turrets and inhibitors. Here, Annie's trying to push up and take the inhibitor, so I'm going to stay under my turret where I'm safe and can hopefully fight her, even though she tends to one-shot me, as you may have seen earlier. She tries to engage on me under the turret, but because she's taking so much damage from the turret and me, I'm able to stop her and get a kill, which in some games can allow you to push for the win. Middle is usually the best lane to push because it's the shortest distance between turrets and from one end to the other, so you're able to push a lot faster, as well as giving you complete control of both sides of the jungle. People tend to underestimate the importance of objectives. Here Annie's trying to stop me from taking down the Nexus. While I could turn and fight her, I would possibly die, so instead I focus on the Nexus and try to dodge her shots until I can take it down. The same type of thing can work well with turrets, as well as Dragon and Baron. Objectives are really important for your team, not just for yourself. Hopefully that video helped you guys figure out a couple of the do's and don'ts in lane and a little bit of what to expect. If you found the video helpful, please click that cute little like button. And if you have any questions on anything in the video or anything I didn't cover, leave a comment and I will do my best to get back to you with an answer. As for now, thanks for watching and see you guys next time.